Okay, today I'm going to be very serious in this video. We all want our 2026 to be different, but what are we doing for it? We all get this specific urge during this time of year, during December, that we are going to change our next year, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, and we are going to change everything for ourselves. We buy cute planners, we start scrolling on Pinterest, we start making our vision boards, but are these actually really worth it? But let's be real, how many times we have done that? And by the end of the Feb, we are already into our old patterns. If you're trying to be the new version of yourself while holding on to the same old habits, that is not going to help, my friend. If you're taking your same old mindset, your same fears to the next year, then I don't need a crystal ball to tell you that nothing is going to change, guys. Nothing changes if nothing changes. My name is Aditi, and I have led so many different versions of myself. I have been the shy one, I've been the extrovert one. But I know how I've reached here. From being an anxious student to becoming a proactive student has been a journey for me, guys. So with this, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how you can change your 2026 and not take your old habits of 2025 to your 2026. So without a further ado, let's jump into it. So the first step is the white check. Self-awareness is very important. You cannot change yourself if you don't know how you are today. And you have to understand that why you are this person. You cannot use Google Maps if you don't know your current location, right? You have to understand who you are and what made you this person today. Let's call this the white check because we need to look into 3 different specific areas. First is your energy. Are you moving in the ways that actually makes you feel good? Are you feeling productive? Are you doing something about your life, or are you just rotting in bed 24/7? I used to feel very guilty when I never did something productive in my day. I used to think that struggling and hustling all day is something called productive. I used to think that being productive is that you have to burn out yourself completely. I basically ran on anxiety and stress. But I want you to ask a question. Do you really want this life? Is this your default mode? Is this actually fueling your growth or just draining your battery? You just cannot build your dream career on an empty battery. It just doesn't work like that. So second is your mindset. Do you have a student mindset or a victim mindset? A student mindset would say, I messed up there. A victim mindset would say, that professor is so unfair. He just gives us so many assignments. I'm just not able to complete it. And he's always complaining about it. A huge sign of growth is you're willing to say that I messed up and I'm ready to improve myself. And then not letting this destroy your confidence. What is your circle? Audit your circle. Who are those 5 people you're sitting next to the most? Are they helping you to grow? Do they inspire you to level up? Do they inspire you to do something or to achieve something in your life? Or do they just gossip and complain about others? You don't need a massive group of friends. You just need few people who can actually help you to lift up, who talk about growth, opportunities, and career. I realized I prefer low maintenance friends than having friends who just constantly need reassurance that I'm there for them and then I am here to help you out always. My low maintenance friends, they are busy building their own lives, but they're always there to support me when I need them. If your circle is draining you, you don't have the bandwidth to grow with them. The second most important step is the system reset. Well, I've seen that this is the most important step, but still a lot of people actually tend to miss this. We need to look at our patterns and the labels we have given to ourselves. For the longest time, I've labeled myself as a stressed girl because I always used to be in stress. I labeled myself as a shy girl because I told myself that I'm not good at public speaking. And because I believed that labeled, I actually acted like one. I would stay quiet in the classroom, I would stay quiet in the group discussions, I would never raise my hands for asking the questions, I would never do anything. I just started acting like that I'm not this kind of a person. And I started thinking that maybe just how I am, maybe just I am this kind of a person, maybe I'm just an introvert, maybe I'm just a shy person. But eventually I had to question myself that what is this something protecting me from? What is it? Well, usually it protected me from the very small fear, the fear of being judged. And procrastination, it protects us from fear of failure. If you don't try, you cannot fail, right? But we have to let that go. We have to do the system reset. I want you to grieve the old you, and it is real psychology. I know it feels very dramatic, but it is true. This version that you are in right now, it helped you so many years. It helped you in your college years, it helped you in your school years, it protected you from all the failures, it protected you from all the fears that you have in you. It kept you safe all these years. So I want you to write a letter to them. Seriously, write it down. Just say, dear old me, thank you so much for protecting me all these years. Thank you so much for getting me this far in my journey, but I don't need to be protected anymore. I'm ready to be brave and I'm ready to change myself. You have to break up with your old self. Otherwise, you will be keep dragging it to the next year and you'll have the same personality. You have to close the chapter, then only you can start the new one, right? So the step number 3 is the character customization. This sounds a bit funny and delusional, but it is actually very fun. If you were in a video game and you were a character, I want you to think about how would you customize your character for the next level. Who would you be? This is where you design your new identity. And I don't mean just by setting boring goals like I have to get a job, I have to get a nice CGPA. No, not that. We do that every year and that never happens. I mean, I want you guys to think how these people achieve this without even thinking about it. Let's take an example. When I was in my internship, I started thinking like a professional. I stopped thinking like a student because I was in a place that I have to think professionally and I have to use my brain rationally. Whenever I mess up something there, I used to question myself what a confident person would do in this situation. What would they do? What kind of ideas they would come up? How someone with so much of professionalism would think about the situation? I used to ask these questions to myself. A confident person prepares the night before the event. A confident person talks slowly and clearly about things. A confident person is not afraid to ask enough questions. So even if I was shaking inside, I started playing as if I'm not scared and I played as if I'm very confident in my speech. I started asking a lot of questions. Even though my voice was shaky, I did ask the question. I fixed my posture and I spoke up in meetings and events. How do they deal with the stress? Well, sit down, take a deep breath, and then think about the solutions instead of thinking about the problems. What is their signature vibe? Are they calm? Are they composed? Are they bold? What kind you want to adapt yourself? What kind of avatar you want to see yourself in? You decide who you are right now. You don't wait until you have the success to be confident. You have to be confident first to get the success. So the fourth most important step is the glitch fix. Now here is the secret sauce to make this. Your brain hates the change. When you tell your brain that, hey, we are changing this, it just gets panicked. And it's like, no, I'm not changing this. What are you doing? It thinks that change is scary and it's dangerous, so it just avoids to do that. So if you decide to wake up tomorrow and change your entire day and change your entire lifestyle just in one day, don't do this. It would be too much for your brain and it would be just like, no, just leave it. I'm not going to do it. I cannot do it. So just start slow. Otherwise, your brain will create resistance and it will never change. You will get too overwhelmed and you will retreat back to your same old comfort zone. We need to trick our brain. We need to introduce small changes in our lifestyle. Like fixing the little glitches in the system, I call these micro identities. We are going to pick tiny, non-scary habits to comfort our nervous system and our brain that, hey, this change is completely safe for you and we're not introducing something that is going to affect you. If you want to be organized, Aditi, don't color code your whole life. Just start slow. Just clear your desk 5 minutes before you sleep and this is going to help you a lot. This proves that your brain is easily able to take the changes, and this will also prove that, hey, I deserve my space and I'm someone who loves to be organized. If you want to be a healthy Aditi, don't just start with a marathon. Just start slow. Just start with a normal 5-minute stretch, 10-minute stretch, or maybe just a yoga session at your home. This tells your body that, hey, I care about you and we're gonna work on this together. If you want to be the confident Aditi, just take that leap. Just raise your hands in a class, even though you have a shaky voice, even though you're not able to speak up. Just do it once or twice, at least in a month or at least in a week if you can, and then see the changes. Just say the one sentence, not more, but it will help you a lot. I started doing this with my reading habit. I was never a reading person, but I started this habit recently. I used to sit with only 2 pages to read in a day, that too when I was going to sleep, but it actually helped me a lot and I actually started increasing my number of pages that I used to read. I started at 2 pages and now I can easily read almost 30 to 45 pages in a day. Pick 3 tiny habits and prove yourself. Prove yourself that you can be trusted. You are someone that you can trust. Consistency is the love language that you can speak for yourself. Reinventing yourself isn't about faking a personality. It isn't about being a complete stranger personality. It's just about how you change yourself, how you gradually adapt these small, tiny changes for yourself, and then you see yourself growing. Growth is scary. I know it is very uncomfortable, but you have to start peeling the layers of your fear, your anxiety, and the expectations people have from you. Then only you can actually reveal your true self. Growth is uncomfortable, but staying in the same place for next 10 years, it is more painful, right? You will regret that you were meant for more, but still you are stuck in this loop and you're not able to just get out of this. Just choose the discomfort of growth over the pain of staying stuck in the same place. I really want to know which is the one specific trait of your new identity that you are really claiming right now. Is it resilience? Is it peacefulness? Is it discipline? What is it? Comment down below so we can actually manifest this together. And if you're new here and you have not subscribed to my channel, please do it. It really helps me a lot. If you enjoyed this video and really want to see more content on career, student life, and change yourself without changing your aesthetic, then this is the right place. Please give it a thumbs up if you like my video and subscribe to my channel. And share this with a friend who actually needs this video. Until then, keep learning, keep hustling. You got this. Bye-bye.